Shalom. This video is called Daniel 2 Breakdown Part 2. I repeat, this video is called Daniel 2 Breakdown Part 2. Daniel 2, 41 through 43. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So the 10 toes, partly iron, partly miry clay, partly strong, partly weak. And the 10 toes represents the European kingdoms. The 10 European kingdoms, their ancient names are Anglo-Saxons, the Franks, the Alemanni, the Lombards, the Ostrogoths, the Visigoths, the Burgundians, the Vandals, the Suevi, and the Hyrule. These 10 horns under their ancient names fell with the Roman Empire, then came back into power with the Roman Empire. These 10 horns today represents the EU. The EU stands for European Union. And the European Union, as of now, according to their official website, has 27 member countries. You can see some of the iron toes on this. Germany, France, they're the ones which would be the iron, the strong ones. Stronger EU nations would be iron, and the clay would be the weaker EU nations. Daniel 2, 34 through 35. Oh, before I get that, the 10 toes in Daniel 2 correlates to Revelation 17, where it says the 10 horns. Revelation 17, where you see it spoken of. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman. This woman is Mystery Babylon the Great, sit upon a scarlet coloured beast, a red coloured beast, full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The 10 horns are NATO in the EU. NATO also because NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Some of the NATO nations are also EU nations. Revelation 17:12, and 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So the 10 horns in Revelation 17 correlate with is the same as the 10 toes in Revelation, in Daniel 2. 10 toes in Daniel 2 is the same as the 10 horns in Revelation 17. Going back, Daniel 2, 34 through 35. Thou sawest till that stone was carved with our hands, and smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the shaft of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole world. Yahushua is the stone here, who smashed and these other nations' whole system, as Nebuchadnezzar saw in his vision, the stone breaking the image into pieces. Why did the stone smote the image at its feet, upon its feet? Because that's the end of the image that's going to be ruling. This beast system, nay, on the EU is going to be the bit of the image that's going to be ruling when before Yahushua comes with the armies of heaven. That's why he smote the image upon its feet. Remember, the feet that are going to be the 10 toes, which is the European Union. NATO and the EU are really the 10 toes, and that's going to be the bit of the image that's going to be ruling before Yahushua comes back for the armies of heaven. Hence why he smote the image upon its feet. And then it says, then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like a shaft of the summer threshing floors. and the wind carried them away. The wind that carried them away is talking about the nuclear destruction. America, Mystery Babylon the Great, is going to be completely destroyed by thermonuclear fire and chariot fire and never inhabited again by mankind, pursuant to Isaiah 13:20. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. And look what it says at the top. Prophecies about Babylon. And this is future. This is a future Babylon. Yeah, it's a future Babylon. Let's talk about America. Okay. Daniel 2:44 through 45. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven... Alright, yeah. Before I even go there, let's go over Daniel 2:35 once more. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, and the silver. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the shaft of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, the nuclear destruction, that no place was found for them. And the stone Yahushua that smote the image became a great mountain, great government, and filled the whole earth. Daniel 2:44 through 45. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. This kingdom is talking about the kingdom of heaven, and it's going to be ruled by Yahushua and his elect, and it's going to be Yahushua and his elect and the rest of Israel. And it's going to be a kingdom ruled righteously with Lord Yahushua on top and then his elect for all eternity. And it's never going to be destroyed. So it's going to remain for all eternity. A righteous kingdom ruled for eternity by people who will never be taken out of power. For as much as thou sawest the stone that was cut out of the mountain without hands, that's Yahushua, and that breaking pieces, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. Then the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So Daniel broke it down to him, and he got promoted afterwards. So yes, hopefully part 1 and part 2, the Daniel 2 breakdown was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.